Yet another interview with Todd Howard has just been posted, this time on an Italian site, multiplayer.it. Although I've yet to upload my video on the GameStar.de interview, please be assured that one is coming very soon. This admittedly did take priority. Anyway, I was linked to this from the awesome chaps over at the West Virginia Radio Discord. Go on over to the Discord through the link in the description and check it out. For the sake of the video, I'm cutting this down to only include the new details from the interview. However, the full transcript will be available in the link below. Also, please note that upon going to the original article where this interview was posted, I did have to translate the page, so there may be a few hiccups with the translation. I did, however, make changes where necessary. Anyway, let's get right into this. Crossplay was of course mentioned, much like with the GameStar.de interview. Todd stated that there have been teething problems with crossplay due to Sony not being as helpful as he would have liked. Whether we will see crossplay between Xbox and PC exclusively is yet to be seen, but we can probably assume that Sony won't be any part of this. Todd also mentioned something a lot of players have been asking about, and that's playing alone. It's something that won't be possible at launch, however the long-term goal is to have servers where you can play alone or with friends that you invite, and in these servers you will be able to apply mods and change the rules. There's no elaboration on that, however it does open yet another delicious can of speculation worms for fans to go absolutely crazy over. There's also a lot of implementations to stop players being griefed or griefing for that matter. For example, you currently cannot kill a player until they are level 5. This of course may change, but Bethesda are supposedly aware of the risks that this may bring. One of the other big talking points is the ability to damage player settlements, something a lot of people were worried about, especially with the new nuke sites. Todd's reasoning for this was, the reason we make it damaged is because it is possible to confine another player in the camp. If it cannot break, it becomes a problem. That's why we decided to make the camps destructible, not because we want to stimulate other players to attack your shelter, but to instead prevent players from using the camp to annoy other players. It's still very easy to repair, and when you get disconnected, it disappears. Now this has caused an absolute uproar on places such as Reddit. This is something we do have to worry about, and a lot of players are already up in arms about this. Especially if players can be trapped in certain areas, so whether you're away from your controller, whether you're busy in a menu or doing something else, players being able to trap you is definitely something that's not going to be good. Of course they are putting things into place to stop this, but how well that's going to work, we're not going to find out till the game's release. These mechanics already exist in Rust or Fortnite for example, two games that Fallout 76 has been compared to time and time again. Although these mechanics already exist, this is still worrying as it won't exactly deter griefing, but however it is proof that they are putting preventative methods in place. Todd did also cover what happens when two camps come online in the same place, something I was thinking about a lot. So if you go offline, someone builds where you've built your settlement, you come back online, what's supposed to happen? Todd's basic reaction to this was that he believes it's highly unlikely due to the world size and the mobility of the new camp system. He has stated the players can possibly destroy one another's settlement or persuade the other player to relocate. To me this just seem like another way of saying players will solve this for us, which Bethesda definitely haven't been afraid to do so far. We've also received more elaboration on the quest giving, another big talking point, especially with the new lack of NPCs. Although previously hinted at, Todd has now confirmed that there are robots, terminals, holotapes, and even events that appear periodically and can be joined by all players. We also finally received confirmation that there are radio stations, which Todd states are of course the things we've previously seen, but as this is now the replacement for NPCs, it'll be a much more interesting dynamic to the game. Alongside confirming a few of these quest giving methods, he also added to the rumour mill when he was asked about players being able to assign missions to one another, to which he simply replied, not exactly. But he did however state that we would know more about this later. Another common phrase which Bethesda isn't afraid to throw about. There was also a few more obvious things confirmed, such as day and night cycles with dynamic weather conditions. This will be synced across the server, but may not be synced across the whole map, as Todd states there are benefits to this. There's also of course the first assumption made about Fallout 76, and possibly by far the most controversial point, which has now resurfaced. When he was asked about the Battle Royale genre, Todd has confirmed it is most definitely not off the cards. He has, however, assured us they want to focus on the main game being the best it can be before they attempt things like this. Although not entirely reassuring, it's good to know that the thought's there, but they are prioritising the game instead of these make money quick schemes that companies can quickly cash in on. So regardless, Bethesda may add a Battle Royale mode to Fallout, which is a massive blow for some people, myself included, but it's only on the cards, so we still have to have some hope that they'll do the right thing and leave it out of Fallout. And finally, we have more news on the beta or break it early test application. Todd believes that the beta will be released in several stages, but the team is hoping that the main beta will be the full game, which of course would surely be more of an early access than a beta. We unfortunately had no confirmation on whether players would have their progress carry over, although they do not want to reset the servers, they will have to see what happens. So again, it's another case of Bethesda not knowing what they're doing, but they're instead making these statements, taking part in these interviews, and saying things that they're not entirely sure of yet. Which of course we can't blame them for doing. They want people to be excited, they want people to know more. Todd has said that he hates leaving people in the dark, which is the exact reason they announced Elder Scrolls 6 and spoke more about Starfield. Although only tiny trailers, they wanted people to know they were working on them. So it's not unlike Bethesda to do this, but I think in this case it may be a little bit more damaging than announcing, say, an Elder Scrolls or a Starfield. So what they're doing here may bring a bit of a backlash, but at least we're not entirely in the dark. Anyway guys, that is it for this video. I really do hope you enjoyed. Make sure to let me know what you think of everything I've mentioned in this video. Like I said though, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and peace.